Hello, everyone of the sign of Virgo. I took a break and I'm here again today. And what I decided I'm going to do is look into the month of April, now that we're on the second day of it, to find out kind of what you can expect this month. All right. So I'm going to start off with an oracle deck and then pull out some tarot to give you more information. So, Virgo, the card that flows out for you in the oracle deck is number 36, confusion. And it says, growth hurts, heals, and harnesses a way through the uncertainty. Um, this feels very hermit energy. Ironically, like today is a thunderstorm day where I'm at, but it's one where you're confused because your emotions are deep, because you're coming into an understanding of the world around you, because you're starting to see the world a little bit different. It's a confusion that comes from literally these last, I want to say 3 to 4 months, where you have been going through periods of ups and downs and exploring the world for what it is and taking off your rose colored glasses. The problem with removing those glasses is the fact that when you do, you have this energy of now what? Like, what was the point of this whole thing? Why did I have to experience everything I experienced? And you're in that period of confusion. It's a really dark place, especially if you stay there for a long period of time. I do recommend you doing some kind of ritual bath, and you can easily find online how to do a cleansing bath or a spiritual cleansing bath, and some herbs and stuff that you can put in the bathtub to do that for yourself. Because honestly, this is an energy of feeling, I want to say, the weight of the world on you, because now the world doesn't look the same. And how do you treat people like everything is normal if you don't see them the same? Sorry, this is making my throat chakra feel kind of like blocked. And I feel like it's something also, the fact that I'm starting to feel like that blocked in my throat now that I acknowledge it is starting to clear out. Um, it's because like there's so many things you want to say, but then is it worth saying? Is it worth doing? There's a lot. Is it worth it here? Right? Because you're in this period of darkness. I do, like I said, recommend you to do something that has to do with spiritual cleanse, like a spiritual bath. I do recommend also probably some spiritual work, like let's say prayer, meditation, qigong, tai chi, yoga, something that just feels like you're flushing out your energy. You can do some gardening, you can go out for a walk, but something that can like ground you and just help you flush out all these heavy emotions, because this feels very head based, like my thoughts are constantly going. And because it reminds me so much of the hermit, is talking about like you being in the underworld and finding your way out of it, right? Wow. And I divided the deck and I've divided it in the devil energy. And yeah, it does feel like this energy where, in this case, I feel like the devil energy is kind of talking about the things that used to tempt you, the things that you used to desire, the things that you used to entangle you and make you make wrong decisions. And then now you can see them for what they are. Oh my God, this is making my head dizzy. Now you can see them for what they are, and now you can feel the energy. It just feels completely different. Um, and there's confusion because of it. And April feels like a month that will be a little confusing because of it. Okay. They told me 5, so I'm going to. Now, I want you to keep in mind that April, January, February, March were really heavy months. The confusion that you might be feeling is something due to things that you might have experienced during that time. But now we're walking into this energy of the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is talking about slowly moving out of that dark, turbulent, emotional waters and starting to move forward. Another card that flipped over that kind of flipped sideways, so I'm going to take it right side up, but it's sideways, is the King of Swords. And what the King of Swords is saying is like, check your emotions. Don't allow your emotions to dictate your actions at this time, because they are still pulled down with all the things that are happening. So be very practical in the way that you move forward. Very like black and white. Don't think so much about like, this hurts my feelings, or this situation is like this for my feelings, and because those are not, they're not okay right now. And whenever we're in this period of confusion, to rely solely on our emotions can sink us into like depression or anxiety or stress in some way. So this is the time when you have to be a little bit more practical, really cold. I want to say, this makes sense, this doesn't make sense, we're going to move this direction, and just really calculate it, because the King of Swords has a way of just going by the rules and going by just practical way of looking at things. And that's what they're trying to tell you, that is going to be happening to you in April. You're going to move into calmer waters, because you're going to stop using your emotions that have been very active January, February, March, and you're going to move into this, it just is what it is, and then you start moving forward on that. We also see, we have the Queen of Cups. Do you see how she has her hand over the cup? This is what I feel like. It feels like you've been in your emotions this entire time. You're sunk deep into the water, but you're just going to cup those emotions for a moment. You're going to hold them back for a little bit, because you're going to be working more on this energy of the King of Swords. It's the only way you're going to be able to get out of this. And sometimes I tell that a lot, like to clients that come through and whatever to my office. I tell them at times, the reason why we ghost people sometimes, or we separate from people, it's not because we're giving them the power. It's because we need a moment to like reestablish our boundaries, reestablish ourselves, and get ourselves strong. And I always recommend, to, if it's safe, okay, to um, to engage again with this person, maybe in a public situation where they're somewhere and you end up being there, or whatever, just so that you can see if you have completely processed those emotions and then move forward on it. Because sometimes we give people power by just staying away forever. Okay. I don't know why I had to say that to somebody, but right here, I'm feeling I need to cut away from a situation. I need to process my emotions. I'm going to keep this to myself as I'm processing it. I'm not going to let my emotions dictate what I'm going to be doing, and until I move past this energy. So April feels like moving past emotional energies, but you're not 100% past it, because here we go, the Eight of Cups in reverse. That means that the entire month of April still feels like a process of energy. And then we have the Two of Cups. I don't feel like this is a connection that you're making with somebody else. It's you making peace with yourself. When things happen in our lives that we feel very up in the air, we feel very divided. And then we're not really sure if, we start beating ourselves up, like, how can we be so stupid, blah, 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 whole mess of stuff. And then we also go through these periods of mourning. And it's kind of like a separation between your logical self and your emotional self. And I'm seeing this here, like you're separating your emotions and your logic so that you can go into calmer waters. I do see that in the month of April, you will not be able to overcome completely everything that you've been experiencing January, February, March, but you are starting to come back together to yourself. Sorry, because they told me the bottom of the deck. See, and then we have the Tower card. See, this is good, because as you haven't moved past it, but you start becoming whole within yourself. You then have the Tower, and the Tower is that breakthrough moment that kind of like finally ends this negative cycle of confusion. So April feels like a month for you that you will be um, actively working on getting clarity uh, on situations that seem to have caused you a lot of emotional turmoil. And this feels like, I'm here in December, January, February, and March. Hold on one second. The reason why I was telling you to hold on for a second is because I was going to check out the full moon and the new moon. The full moon will be on the 13th of April. It is considered a micro moon because it's going to look smaller, because it's going to be very far away from the planet Earth. And it is a pink moon now, and it's in the sign of Libra. So I want to see how that is going to be activating in your life, Virgo. The 13th new full moon. And we have she who prepares, formulates, strategies, and devises. And so I'm seeing that in the month of April is when we're activating this energy of the King of Swords, where you're just kind of like, it is what it is. Let's just cut off the things that we have to cut off. Let's be cold and direct and just go by the book and just move forward. I don't want to be stuck in this energy for that long. So the that new moon in the sign of Libra is kind of you balancing out the energy. Okay. Now the full moon that will be on the 27th of April, that one will be in the sign of Taurus. Oh wow, that was quick. We have she who sees, Makita, observes, perceives, and scrutinizes. And so this, the end of April on the 27th, I feel like that's when the tower hits, where you first get in this energy of let's clear out the BS. Let's not worry about my emotions. Let's really see things for what they are and let's be strong in that, energy. And then all of a sudden by the new moon, that one's actually going to be like a super moon because it looks bigger. So the new moon looks small. I mean, full moon looks small, but the new moon is gonna be bigger. um that one is going to be one of those things where you're just kind of like, okay, that's your tower moment. So this is your breakthrough. You're done with the BS, you're done with the cycle, and you're going to move forward. So get ready. This is going to be a really interesting month for you. It's one about just, I guess, flushing the toilet from last year and from the beginning of this year. So thank you. We'll see you the next time.